My fiancé texted the night before, "The wedding is off. I need to spend the weekend with my ex for closure before I commit." I replied, "Take a lifetime." Then I canceled the venue, took the honeymoon flight solo, and blocked her. Her panic when she discovered her ex had already moved on. The rehearsal dinner went fine. Better than fine, actually. Everyone was laughing, drinks were flowing, my groomsmen gave embarrassing speeches about me, her bridesmaids did the same about her. Normal pre-wedding stuff. We left around 10 p.m. Separate cars, because tradition or superstition or whatever. She went back to her parents' place where she was staying the night. I went back to our apartment. Our apartment. Well, my apartment technically. Her name wasn't on the lease. She'd kept her own place across town but stayed at mine most nights. Had a drawer of clothes, her toothbrush, some decorative pillows she insisted made the place homier. But mail still went to her apartment. Her lease was still active. She was basically living with me without officially moving in. That detail matters later. Got home around 10:45 p.m. Poured myself a whiskey. Sat on the couch. Tomorrow I'd be getting married. Should have been nervous. Should have been excited. Mostly I was tired. Wedding planning takes it out of you. Especially when you're paying for half of a $53,000 event, and your fiancé keeps adding things to the budget. Yeah, we split it. She wanted a bigger wedding than I did. We compromised. She got the venue she wanted. I got to not go bankrupt. Split everything 50-50. Her parents contributed $10,000, mine contributed $8,000. We covered the rest ourselves. The remaining $35,000 split evenly meant $17,500 each. That's important context for what comes next. My phone buzzed at 11:43 p.m. Text from Natalie, my fiancée, soon-to-be wife in about 14 hours. "Can we talk?" Called her immediately. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, just, can you come over? To your parents' house? It's almost midnight." "I know, but I need to talk to you about something. Can it wait until tomorrow, or after tomorrow when we have the rest of our lives?" "It can't wait." Something in her voice, not quite panic, not quite sadness, something else. "What's wrong? Just come over, please." I threw on jeans and a hoodie, drove to her parents' place. 20-minute drive, pulled up at 12:15 a.m. She was sitting on the front porch, still in her dress from the rehearsal dinner. No shoes, just sitting there. I sat down next to her. "What's going on?" She didn't look at me. Stared straight ahead at the street. "I saw Ryan today." Ryan, her ex-boyfriend. Dated him for 3 years in college. Broke up 8 years ago. She'd mentioned him maybe 5 times in our 4 years together. Always said it ended mutually. They wanted different things. Standard breakup story. "Okay," I said. "Where'd you see him?" "He came to the salon. I was getting my nails done. He was there picking up his sister." Small world. We talked. About what? Everything. Life. What we've been doing. He asked if I was happy. I didn't like where this was going. "And you said?" I said, "I'm getting married tomorrow." Good answer. He said congratulations. Then he mentioned his family has a lake house. Said he was going up there this weekend with some people. Said I should come by if I wanted. Catch up properly. Gave me his number. "And you took it?" I took it, but I wasn't going to use it. Not until... Until what? Until he texted me an hour ago. Said it would be good to talk, to get closure before I start this new chapter. I said I'm getting married tomorrow. Good answer. He asked if I was sure. My stomach tightened. "What'd you say to that?" I said, "Of course I'm sure, but..." "But what?" She finally looked at me. He said we never got closure, that we ended things too fast, that he's always wondered what would have happened if we'd tried harder. "Natalie, you broke up 8 years ago." "I know. You're getting married tomorrow. I know. So what's the problem?" She took a breath. "I think I need to see him before the wedding to get closure." I stood up. "You're joking." "I'm not. You want to see your ex-boyfriend the night before our wedding for closure? Not just see him. He invited me to his family's lake house this weekend. He said we could talk things through, figure out what we never resolved." I stared at her. "This weekend, as in, the weekend when we're supposed to get married. He didn't know that when he invited me." "But you told him, and you're still considering it." I need to know. I need to know if what we had was real or if I've been idealizing it all these years." "Natalie, we're getting married in 14 hours. I know, but I can't marry you if I'm not sure." Not sure about me or not sure about him? She didn't answer, just sat there, staring at nothing. I need to think, she finally said. Think? You need to think about whether you want to marry me or run off with your ex? The night before our wedding? I just need some time to clear my head. You've had 4 years to clear your head. Please don't make this harder. I stood up. I'm not making anything hard. You are. I'm going home. When you figure out what you want, let me know. I walked to my car. She didn't follow, didn't say anything, just sat there on the porch. Drove home. Got there at 1 a.m. Sat on the couch, stared at my phone, waited. The text came at 1:47 a.m. The wedding is off. I need to spend the weekend with my ex for closure before I commit. I'm sorry. I read it 3 times, made sure I understood correctly. Yep, she was calling off our wedding so she could spend the weekend with her ex-boyfriend. I typed back, take a lifetime. Hit send, blocked her number, blocked her on every social media platform, blocked her email. Then I got to work. First call, venue. Got their emergency line, explained the situation. Wedding's off, need to cancel. They said they'd been holding the date, non-refundable deposit, but they wouldn't charge the remaining balance. We'd already paid $12,000 of the $18,000 total. Lost money, but not as much as we could have. Second call, caterer. Voicemail, left a message, wedding's canceled, please don't deliver food. Third call, photographer. Voicemail, same message. Fourth call, DJ. Answered somehow. Groggy voice, I explained. He said he'd already been paid in full, so no refunds, but he appreciated the heads up. Fifth call, florist. Voicemail, kept calling. Cake, officiant, transportation, everything I could think of. Left messages, sent emails. Made it clear, no wedding happening. Then I called the airline. We had flights to Maui booked, 2 tickets. Leaving Monday morning. Non-refundable but changeable for a fee. Called their 24-hour customer service line. Got someone on the phone within 5 minutes, despite it being 3 a.m. I need to change the second ticket to a different flight, I told the agent. Where would you like to reroute it? Nowhere, just cancel it. There's a cancellation fee of $200. That's fine. Changed Natalie's ticket to nothing. My ticket stayed the same. I'd be going to Maui. Alone. It was 4 a.m. by the time I finished. Hadn't slept. Didn't care. Had one more thing to do. I packed Natalie's stuff, everything she kept at my apartment. Clothes, makeup, that lamp she insisted we needed, her stupid decorative pillows, all of it. Packed it in boxes, stacked them by the door. Texted her mom, wedding's off. Natalie's things are at the apartment. Please pick them up. Her mom tried calling. I didn't answer. She texted back, what happened? Ask your daughter. Sat on the couch. Drank another whiskey. Waited for sunrise. My phone started exploding around 7 a.m. Calls from my parents, my groomsmen, her bridesmaids, everyone who didn't know yet. I answered my parents' call. What the hell is going on? My dad asked. Wedding's off. Natalie decided she needs to spend the weekend with her ex-boyfriend for closure. I said no thanks, you're kidding. Wish I was. Where is she now? Probably at a lake house with Ryan. Don't know. Don't care. Son, are you okay? I'm fine. Better now than after the wedding. What can we do? Nothing. Just spread the word. No wedding today. Tell anyone who asks. Spent the day in the apartment. People kept trying to contact me. I answered the important ones, ignored the rest. Natalie's mom came by around noon to pick up the boxes. She looked devastated. I'm so sorry, she said. I don't know what she was thinking. Neither do I. She'll regret this. Probably. Not my problem anymore. She took the boxes. Left crying. Around 2 p.m. would have been ceremony time. I got a call from an unknown number. Let it go to voicemail. Listen to it later. Natalie, crying. Please pick up. I made a mistake. Ryan's not who I thought he was. I want to come home. Call me back. Deleted it. Didn't call back. Another voicemail an hour later. Please, I'm sorry. I was confused. I love you. We can still fix this. Deleted it. Another one at 5 p.m. I'm at your apartment. You changed the locks? Why would you change the locks? Let me in, please. We need to talk. I had indeed changed the locks. Called a 24-hour locksmith that morning around 9 a.m., right after her mom picked up the boxes. Guy came by 11 a.m., changed every lock, front door, back door, gave me new keys. $300 but worth every penny. Natalie's keys didn't work anymore. Our apartment became my apartment legally and literally. I didn't respond to any of her calls or messages. What was there to say? She'd made her choice. Now she had to live with it. Sunday morning I packed for Maui. One suitcase, casual clothes, sunscreen, book to read, headphones, everything I needed for a week of solo vacation. Monday morning, went to the airport, checked in, got through security, sat at the gate, boarded, found my seat. Window seat, empty seat next to me where Natalie would have been, perfect. Landed in Maui 7 hours later, checked into the resort, the honeymoon suite we'd booked, king bed, ocean view, balcony, jacuzzi tub, all for me. First thing I did was change into swim trunks and go to the beach. Sat in the water, watched the sunset. Didn't think about Natalie, didn't think about the canceled wedding. Just existed. Spent the week doing whatever I wanted. Woke up late, had breakfast on the balcony, watched the waves, went to the beach, read my book, some thriller I'd been meaning to get to for months, swam, snorkeled one day and saw sea turtles, took a helicopter tour of the island on Wednesday, drove the road to Hana on Thursday, stopped at every waterfall, ate fresh pineapple from a roadside stand, ate dinner at different restaurants every night, tried poke for the first time, had fresh fish, drank Mai Tais and watched sunsets, talked to exactly 0 people unless absolutely necessary. The bartender asked if I was alone. I said yes. He asked if I was okay. I said I was great. He nodded and poured me another drink. It was perfect, peaceful, exactly what I needed. Better than a wedding, better than a marriage to someone who wasn't sure about me. Best week of my life, no exaggeration. Didn't check social media, didn't check email, just existed in peace. Flew back Saturday, landed around 6 p.m. Turned my phone off airplane mode. 163 text messages, 47 missed calls, 89 emails. Scrolled through enough to get the story. Pieced it together from multiple sources, her friends, my friends, people who'd talked to her. Natalie had driven to the lake house Friday night, got there around midnight based on what I heard. Ryan was there with his fiancée Ashley, his sister Emma, and Emma's husband. Full house, family weekend. When Natalie walked in and saw Ashley, she froze, asked Ryan if she could talk to him privately. They went outside. She asked him why he'd invited her to a couple's weekend when she'd told him she was getting married. Ryan was confused. Said he'd invited her to a casual hangout. His exact words based on what got back to me, I thought it would be nice for Ashley to meet people from my past. You and I were good friends. I figured you'd want to meet her before your wedding. Natalie apparently lost it, said she'd called off her wedding to be there. Ryan's response, "Why would you do that? I'm engaged. I thought you knew that." She hadn't known. He'd mentioned Ashley at the salon, but Natalie hadn't registered that they were engaged. Or she'd heard it and ignored it because she wanted to believe something else. Emma, Ryan's sister, later told someone who told someone who told me. Natalie had a full breakdown, crying, saying she'd ruined everything, that she'd thrown away her relationship for nothing. Ryan and Ashley tried to calm her down, but she just grabbed her bag and left. Drove back that same night. That's when the calls started. The voicemails, the texts, all of it hitting my phone while I was canceling vendors and packing her stuff. By Saturday afternoon, she'd apparently driven to my apartment building and waited outside for hours. Tried her tea. Didn't work. Sat in her car crying. Eventually left. Her friends started reaching out to my friends, trying to explain, trying to get them to convince me to talk to her. My friends told them the same thing I would have. Not interested. She'd been trying to contact me for a week, trying to apologize, trying to explain, trying to fix things. Too late. I read through some of the messages. Her friends trying to defend her. She made a mistake. People get cold feet. You're being cruel by ignoring her. My friends supporting me. Dodged a bullet. She showed you who she is. Enjoy Maui. My parents checking in. Hope you're okay. Call when you can. I called my parents. Let them know I was back. Told them I was fine. Didn't want to talk about Natalie. They understood. Sunday morning my doorbell rang. Natalie. She'd been waiting outside my building, caught me coming back from getting coffee. We need to talk. No, we don't. Please, 5 minutes. Natalie, go home. This is my home. Not anymore. Your name's not on the lease. You moved out when you decided to cancel our wedding for your ex. I made a mistake. Yes, you did. It wasn't what I thought. Ryan was just being friendly. I misunderstood. That's your problem, not mine. Can we please talk about this? There's nothing to talk about. You called off our wedding the night before. You're done. We're done. Move on. I love you. You love the idea of me as a backup plan. That's different. That's not fair. What's not fair is me spending $17,500 on a wedding you canceled via text message at 2 a.m. so you could chase your ex-boyfriend. I'll pay you back. I don't want your money. I want you to leave. She stood there crying. I walked past her, into my building, up to my apartment, locked the door. Update. 2 weeks later. Natalie kept trying. Different numbers, social media accounts I hadn't blocked, messages through mutual friends, all the same. I'm sorry, I made a mistake, give me another chance. I didn't respond to any of it. Got the final bills from the wedding. The venue kept our $12,000 deposit, but didn't charge the remaining $6,000. Caterer charged us half of what we owed, $1,000 of my $2,000 share. Photographer was cool about it, only charged the $500 deposit. DJ kept his full $1,200 payment since we'd already paid him. Florist kept her $300 deposit. Did the math, lost $12,000 venue, plus $1,200 DJ, plus $1,000 caterer, plus $500 photographer, plus $300 florist equals $15,000 of my $17,500. Could have been worse. Natalie's mom called. I know you're angry, but she really does love you. She just got confused. She got confused about whether she wanted to marry me or run off with her ex. That's not confusion. That's knowing exactly what you want and choosing wrong. She's devastated. She'll recover. Will you? I'm already recovered. I spent a week in Maui. It was great. You went on the honeymoon alone? Best vacation I ever had. That's cold. That's practical. Trip was paid for. Why waste it? She stopped calling after that. My friends convinced me to get back out there. Downloaded some dating apps, went on a few dates, nothing serious, just seeing what was out there. Met some nice women, some not so nice. One asked if I'd help her move on the second date. Hard pass. Another spent the entire dinner talking about her ex. Also hard pass. Then I met Kara. Lawyer, corporate law. Smart as hell, funny, sarcastic, had her life together. We matched on the app. Her first message, so what's your deal? Serial killer or just regular amount of baggage? I laughed. Replied, regular amount. You? Same. Want to get coffee and compare notes? We met at a cafe downtown. She showed up on time, dressed professionally but casual. Ordered her own coffee. Paid for it before I could offer. Good start. We talked for 2 hours, about work, about life, about hobbies. She liked hiking, I liked running. She read mystery novels, I read thrillers. She had a dog named Rufus. I wanted a dog but hadn't pulled the trigger yet. Why haven't you gotten one? She asked. Was going to, but then wedding planning took over. Then the wedding got canceled. Then I've just been figuring things out. The wedding got canceled? Recently? Couple months ago. Mind if I ask what happened? She called it off the night before, wanted to spend the weekend with her ex for closure. Kara's eyes went wide. The night before? Yep, via text. That's insane. That's what I thought. What'd you do? Canceled everything I could, went to Maui alone, blocked her, moved on. You went on your honeymoon alone? Best vacation I ever had. She smiled. Genuine smile. That's kinda badass. Thanks. We went out again, and again. By the third date, I knew this was different. She was different. Normal. No games. No ex-boyfriend drama. Just a functional adult who paid her own bills and had her shit together. Revolutionary concept after Natalie. Update. 1 month later, Natalie's friends started a campaign. Group message. You need to forgive her. She's not doing well. She made one mistake. I responded once. She didn't make one mistake. She made a series of decisions that led to calling off our wedding for another man. Those weren't mistakes. Those were choices. I'm not interested in reconciliation. Left the group chat. Someone told me Natalie had reached out to Ryan again, asked him why he'd invited her that weekend. He apparently told her he'd been trying to be nice, introduce his fiancée to people from his past. Natalie took it the wrong way. She'd wanted it to be romantic. It wasn't. Never was. Her friends blamed me for not fighting for her. You just gave up. No. I just refused to fight for someone who'd already shown me I wasn't her first choice. Update. 3 months later, Kara and I made it official. She met my parents. They loved her. She paid for dinner when we went out with them. Insisted on it. Said it was only fair since they'd paid for drinks last time. My mom pulled me aside. She's nothing like Natalie? I know. That's good. I know. Kara knew the whole story. The canceled wedding, the texts, the Maui trip. All of it. She thought it was hilarious. You really just blocked her and left the country? Yep, that's my favorite part. Mine too. Life moved on, got a promotion at work, more money, better hours, started going to the gym regularly, lost the weight I'd gained during wedding planning, felt better than I had in months. Ran into Natalie at a coffee shop 4 months after the canceled wedding. She was with her mom, saw me, froze, her face went pale. Her mom looked uncomfortable, like she'd been dreading this moment. I ordered my coffee, black, large, acted like I didn't see her. She approached anyway. Her mom stayed back, smart woman. Hi, how are you? Good? You? I'm managing. Can we talk? I don't think so. Please, just 5 minutes. I've been trying to reach you for months. I know. You know? I blocked you. Not the same as not seeing the attempts. Why won't you talk to me? Because we have nothing to talk about. I want to apologize, properly, not over text or through other people, face to face. Okay, apologize. She took a breath, seemed to steady herself. I'm sorry, I made a terrible decision. I let fear and confusion cloud my judgment. I should have never called off the wedding. I should have never gone to that lake house. I should have chosen you. I did choose you. I just got scared at the last minute and made the worst possible choice. You're right, you should have, but you didn't. I know, and I regret it every day. Every single day I wake up and regret it. That's unfortunate for you. Is there any chance? No. You won't even consider it? Consider what? Getting back together? No. Trying again? No. Being friends? No. There's nothing here anymore, Natalie. Natalie, you called off our wedding less than 24 hours before the ceremony because you wanted to spend the weekend with your ex-boyfriend. Even if that weekend turned out differently than you expected, the fact that you chose him over me tells me everything I need to know. You weren't sure about me, and I deserve someone who is sure. I was scared of commitment. Everyone's scared before their wedding. They don't all run to their exes for validation. I wasn't running for validation. Then what were you running for? She didn't have an answer, just stood there. Her mom watching from across the cafe, looking sad, looking like she'd tried to tell Natalie this would happen. I thought we had something special, Natalie finally said. We did, until you threw it away. For a misunderstanding. No, for a choice. You chose to believe your ex wanted you back instead of believing in what we had. That's not a misunderstanding, that's priorities. That's not fair. What's not fair is me spending $7,500 on a wedding you canceled via text message so you could chase a fantasy. What's not fair is you trying to come back 4 months later after you realized that fantasy wasn't real. I made a mistake. Yes, you did, and I'm okay with that, because it showed me who you really are before I legally tied myself to you. Her mom tried to interject. She's been in therapy, working on herself. Good for her. I hope it helps. You're not even willing to try? Natalie asked. Try what? Getting back together? No. Moving forward? No. Forgiving you? Maybe someday. But forgetting? Never. So that's it. That was it 4 months ago when you sent that text. I took my coffee and left, never looked back. Final update, 6 months later. Kara moved in. My apartment officially became our apartment. She brought her stuff. We got rid of the decorative pillows Natalie had left behind that I'd never bothered to throw out. Bought new ones together. Picked out new curtains. Rearranged furniture. Made it ours. Made it feel like a fresh start. No ghosts, no memories of almost weddings. Just us building something new. Rufus, her dog, adapted to the space immediately. Big golden retriever. Friendly, loyal. Better roommate than Natalie ever was. I'd joke about that sometimes. Kara would laugh and agree. Got a message from an unknown number one night. I heard you're living with someone. I hope you're happy. I really do. I'm sorry for everything. I wish things had ended differently. I wish I'd made better choices. I wish I'd chosen you. Didn't respond. But I was happy. Genuinely happy. Happier than I'd been with Natalie. Because Kara chose me every day. Without hesitation. Without needing closure from anyone else. Without doubting or looking back at exes. The wedding that never happened cost me $15,000. The honeymoon package I took alone cost $4,000. That was the total we'd paid for both of us, flights and resort included. I canceled her ticket for a $200 fee, which I counted as part of the Maui costs. The changed locks cost $300. But the lesson I learned was priceless. When someone shows you they're not sure about you, believe them the first time. Natalie wanted closure with her ex before committing to me. I gave her a different kind of closure, the permanent kind, and I took my honeymoon solo,